Hey guys, Coach Lo here. Happy Sunday, bringing you two great workouts. I'm going to apologize in advance for some of the background noise. It's a beautiful day. People are getting some home improvement done, some lawn mowing. There's going to be some driving by. We'll just have to deal with it today and hope for a day that maybe it's rainy and no one was outside. For the great quality of the listener, the journalist in me is very picky about that. So, for today, we're going to start with two workouts, but before that, we'll do some strength work with deadlifts, building to a heavy set of 2. That should take you about 12 to 15 minutes if you have the weight or you have a barbell or any of the equipment. You're going to do a heavy set of 2. We're looking for a regular deadlift. It should hit the ground at the bottom, and we should do this for 2 consecutive reps. For upside down, we're going to do 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, deadlifts at 155, 105, push-ups, and calories on the bike. So the two movements we're looking at today are the deadlift and the push-up. The bike, I'm not going to go into specifics about that because a lot of us don't have that equipment at home. So definitely go ahead and listen to the movement substitutions that I will talk about next. So for the deadlift, we're moving a light to moderate weight for somebody who, for some people that are elite level RX athletes, their maxes are around 400 pounds for the men, 200, creeping up to that 300 for women. So 105 or 155 isn't a hard weight for them to move, so it is light to moderate. Something I will give them a challenge, but it isn't something that if they were fresh, they'd be able to do a good amount of reps with that weight. We're gonna start with hip width stance, flat back. Let's keep that in our mind, flat back this whole time. We're gonna go ahead and rise our hips and shoulders at the same rate, heels down, and completing at full hip and knee extension. That will be our deadlift. It's a very simple movement to explain because it is just picking the barbell up and putting it back down. On your push-up, we're gonna pick either a variation or we're gonna stick to, if we're doing regular push-ups on your feet, you're gonna pick reps between the 3 to 5 rep range. So wanna keep up 3 to 5 reps during this whole workout. Chest to the deck, and our elbows are gonna lock out at the bottom. I see that a lot. We'll have our elbows about here, and then we'll go back down. Make sure we lock our elbows down and we hit that chest all the way to the ground. For guys, that will happen later on in the chest. For some girls, the chest will hit very fast. Keep those hips open so you keep that back flat. I talked about last time we did push-ups, the worming and the wailing and the snaking that I see in some people's back during the push-up. If that happens, I want you to go ahead and go to a variation that allows you to keep a flat back during your push-ups. So knee push-ups are elevated on a box or a bench. What I'm really looking for is your hips to be open. Like in a plank, your back is flat. I don't want you to sink that butt down and have that belly button touching the ground when your arms are pushing up. Some movement substitutions. We're gonna pick something for the bike that is equal calories. So we can be on the rower or any other machine. It will be the same amount of calories as you would on the bike. You can do equal reps of 10-meter shuttle runs. So you would do like 9 shuttle runs, 12 shuttle runs of 10 feet. That is 10 meters, sorry. 10 meters is 32 feet, so you just measure out 32 feet. That's what I did for my walking lunges. I just measured it out in my driveway. It allowed you to have that shuttle run space, or equal reps of box jumps. For your push-ups, you can do elevated hands to a box. That's just when you put your hands on a box or a bench, and we'll just do our push-ups from there. You can also do that on your couch. That's a perfect space, or on your stairs if that's safe. Or you can do knee push-ups. Some tips and tricks for this workout. Deadlifts is the focus of the workout. Obviously, we're doing a strength portion with the deadlifts, so we are really thinking about those deadlifts in our workout. The rest is just in there. We're doing an ascending rep scheme workout, so it's going up. A lot of times we have 21, 15, 9, so it's going down, or 21, 18, 15, 12. We're going down. This time we're going up in reps. So it's something to keep in mind. The smaller reps, we might want to be more conservative because we do get bigger reps when we're more fatigued at the end. This should be 12 to 20 minutes. That's 12 to 20 minute range and how long this should take you. Break up the deadlifts and the push-ups. Your calories on any machine or your runs should be consecutive. There should be no stopping there. You should move on the bike. That should be where you move, or move on the row, or whatever your alternative is. But I'm gonna, for this sake and for not having to go back, I'm just gonna always refer to it as bike. Go back to movement substitutions to pick your substitutions. Pick one movement between the deadlift and the push-up to be more aggressive on, and pick one to be more conservative. So let's just use an example. I am the best deadlifter in the world. Like, I'm a good deadlifter. I deadlift feel comfortable. That's where I'm really comfortable. I'm gonna pick my deadlifts as my strength, and I'm gonna look to move through bigger sets on my deadlifts, and then break up the push-ups into smaller chunks. Say I got the biggest arms ever, push-ups are my thing. I'm gonna pick a little bit of a bigger chunk on the push-ups, and then slow down my deadlifts a little bit and go ahead and break that up, because that's where I need to become more conservative. So pick your strength and make one of them more aggressive. 3 equal sets or into sets of 3 reps. That's kind of what they recommend for your breakup. On the bike, pick a pace that can support your deadlift strategy. So if I decided that I am the best deadlifter and I will have large deadlift sets, I'm gonna take the bike a little bit slower. If I decided that the push-ups are where I'm gonna go aggressive, we might wanna go push the pace on the bike because our deadlifts were breaking up a lot. So there's some tips for this workout. We're gonna move on to Supple Sunday, even though we did do a Supple Sunday last week. It's just a variation on it and they kept that name. We're gonna do 5 giant sets of 8 seated single dumbbell strict press, 12 pausing weighted glute bridges, 16 weighted sit-ups, and 20 single leg dumbbell deadlifts, 10 each leg, resting 1 minute between sets. So, some movement details. We have 4 main movements, and then some rest. So, the seated single dumbbell strict press, we're gonna keep the chest upright and during the press, and slowly lower the weight back down to the shoulders. You should always be in an L position, so think of your body as an L, your legs are gonna be here, your torso is gonna be here. I don't want you coming in, keep that really good, or I can't really make my thumbs go any wider, but not trying to lean back too much. Let's keep a perfect L position when we're sitting. So today we are gonna think about positioning like we did last time, so think about always keeping that L. For our pausing weighted glute bridges, we're gonna squeeze hard at the top and lower the hips back down to the ground. We're gonna have a 2-second hold at the top. So we're gonna squeeze at the top for 2 seconds. For the weighted sit-ups, we're gonna keep the weight high on the chest, so up here, this is where the weight is gonna be, throughout the whole movement, and slowly lower down until the shoulders hit the ground. You might wanna anchor your feet if you don't have an ab mat. Even if you have an ab mat, you might wanna still anchor your feet, because this is a strict movement. We're not using our arms in this, where we usually throw our arms. We're gonna leave that today and do more strict movement today. Next is a single leg dumbbell deadlift. You're gonna slowly lower the weight down to the mid shin and squeeze the glutes to stand tall. You can do 1 or 2 dumbbells for this, but if you do 1 dumbbell, you're gonna do opposite hand, opposite foot. So if I have the weight in this hand, I'm gonna do this side, this leg is gonna be the leg that I touch the dumbbell to. So the leg that's this side is gonna go backwards, and I will show you guys that in videos. For the movement substitutions for the seated single dumbbell strict press, we can do a seated barbell strict press, reverse burpees if we have no equipment, or a seated single arm dumbbell strict press. Because with the seated single dumbbell strict press, we're gonna hold it with both heads of the dumbbell. So if we have maybe a dumbbell that's too light, we're gonna break that up and make it even and do it on one side or the other. For the glute bridges, we can do feet elevated pausing glute bridges, or no weight for the glute bridges. If you don't have access to that, we'll just do regular glute bridges with a pause at the top with no weight. But to make it a little bit harder, you can elevate those feet, and that will make it just a tad bit harder if you have no weight. For the weighted sit-ups, you can do a strict negative sit-up, so there will be no arm throw still. But you're gonna do 3 seconds down. So you're gonna do 3-second negative and then come up. Again, no arm throw, or 2 times the reps of sit-ups, so you'll do 32 reps. For the single leg dumbbell deadlift, we'll do single leg glute bridge or 20 banded hamstring curls. Some tips and tricks. This is challenging our strength, control, and like I said, positioning. This is not for time, but for quality. Last week, if you saw, there was just a box. You could put a check mark in it, but be sure that you go ahead and know what weight you use, what variation you use, so you can look back at future references and know what you did. Move with a purpose from one movement to the next without leaving technique or standards at the door. Let's keep our technique and standards today. Let's move for quality, not for time. There will be no score today, like I said. You can just put a check mark or an emoji where you want if you do this workout. Record the weight used, again, for future reference. Increase in weight or stay at the same challenging weight across. So pick a weight that's maybe challenging, or start at a lighter weight and progress your way up and make each set challenging. This is an upper body, lower body, core, and lower body workout. So that's kind of a blueprint of what we're looking at today. So maintain quality and transition smoothly. The transitions are very key. You want to go straight into that new movement without losing that good position in those standards. Some conditioning while upholding the points of performance. Because you're moving to one to the next, you are gonna, it's gonna take some breathing, and you are gonna be out of breath for some of the movements, but during that conditioning, we're gonna uphold our technique and not lose our technique. All right, guys, that's it for Sunday's workouts. I will see you guys bright and early on Monday. Bye, guys.